Welcome to the Scare Guy, Season 1, Episode 4. This is our special monster episode. Stephen King's It is the monster that saved movies this weekend. Son of Monsterpalooza hits Burbank. And tonight we have the best monsters of all time.
You'll float too.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
All right, everybody.
Right? How can you not dance?
I know, it's kind of hard. I just don't dance very well at all. It would ruin the evening. Welcome to the Scare Guy. As we said, this is episode 4 of season 1. I am Jim Frye. I'm the managing editor of thescareguy.com and one of your hosts here on the Scare Guy Show. You can find me at Con Guy Jim. And who else do we have here with us tonight?
Hey there, my name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane, that's Karidlane, and I'm also here I'm host here at Popcorn Talk and AfterBuzz TV, so a lot of other shows. So,
Hey, I'm Jake. I'm a studio tour guide at the Warner Brothers Studios, and you can find me on Twitter at JT Hummus.
Hey guys, I'm Angela Relucio. You can find me on all social media platforms, and my name should be on this screen somewhere. Just find me, we'll converse, it'll be awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. Yeah.
Glad you're here. And that is Cheeseman on the couch.
Run!
He's not talking right now. He's just floating right now. So anyways, we will get back to him very shortly. And Cheeseman on the couch has a very special guest who's in the room with us tonight, keeping guard. Mama Cheese is here tonight. His mom is here, but she doesn't want to be on camera, so we're not going to force her. Anyways, thank you for coming and spending your Monday evening with us here. Halloween is getting close, so we're really getting excited about everything that's going to happen.
Yes.
But we do have to send out a very special message. Our hearts and prayers go out to those who've been affected by the hurricanes in Texas and Florida. So many thousands of people have been affected. I know that I have a lot of friends and family who are in these states and have been affected. And we hope to get down there sometime in the next few weeks. I know that a couple of us are heading down to Orlando for the Halloween Horror Nights event. But if you guys have, if you've been affected, just know that our hearts and prayers are there with you, and we are praying for you guys, and hopefully everything works out. So, all right, we have some very great guests with us, and hosts, and everybody that's with us. You are stinking creeping me out with
the clown mask.
The clown mask on the couch. It's like he's just sitting here staring at me, a little bit. I'm expecting a little bit of a...
Not even the shirt?
It's all,
I got the shirt too. So.
It's no clowning around tonight.
Once you let me talk, I'll take the mask off. This is how I stare you down when I don't get to talk.
Pennywise on the couch tonight. So tonight we have a couple of special guests with us tonight. Jake, thank you for returning back to us.
My pleasure. I would love coming here.
I know.
Live love. Live love.
You forced me to come. You forced me to come this time. And Angela, thank you. I think this is your first time to the Scare Guy.
With the Scare Guy,
Yes, you've been a guest with us on the Con Guy.
Yes, thank you. A lot of fun. I'm happy to be on here for your
I love the shirt you have on right here.
Oh, thank you. Wait, close up on my chest. No, just kidding. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. You can't go through Halloween and this season without your good friends to go through houses and haunted houses with you.
Now, speaking of things that are scary, there's something in particular that you are working on this Halloween season, and we have a poster up right now for anybody who's watching. If you can tell us about this.
Yes, thank you. So I think just a quick intro. I'm an actor. I play Nursery Son Code Black on CBS coming mid-season. Watch it. But I am also directing a short play called The Candy Cane Killer by Rochelle Perry with the Right Act Repertory. It opens on September 23rd for 2 weekends only. That's 5 performances. We have a great cast, a lot of scares, and then it's going along with 6 other plays that night of other genres. So please look out for that, and it'll be my second time collaborating with the writer Rochelle. I directed 2 of her Stephen King adaptations years ago, so it kind of ties all in tonight. Yeah.
So how can we get tickets?
Well, please visit Right Act Repertory's website, or you can go to brownpapertickets.com, and I'll be posting it as well when you follow me and the Scare Guy on social media.
And we will absolutely be posting it on our site, and I know that I plan to go see it. So
yeah, I can't wait to have all of you.
Yeah,
it's VIP section.
It's going to be kind of exciting. So we do ask everybody who comes on the show, and this is you don't know we're about to ask you this. When did it start for you? Every new guest who comes on the show, when did you start becoming interested in this subject matter, Halloween and spooky stuff?
I think it started when I was young, but it started with like sci-fi weird stuff and then morphed into horror. as an adult. But I feel like I'm still in a mild phase compared to all of you, even though, but every year I put together a calendar of events, and I can't wait to see the ones that Kari is sharing with us tonight, because I sort of became the unofficial organizer for my group of friends, and every year the group just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and we do a bunch of haunts, and my Google Calendar just can't handle it.
Nice.
Money now.
That sounds like a good problem to have.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And Kari, you've been traveling a lot lately.
Yeah, I started posting the videos, so because you guys weren't here before, I did these, and then if you guys haven't watched the other videos, I went to Norway, Germany, and London, and so I did some videos along the way, and I started posting some of those, and some of them right now are just like, 30 seconds or less, but like showing you the scenery and environment, and then I like gave a description of the area, so hopefully it makes you feel like you went there. So there'll be more later when I actually start talking to the camera and describe what happened. And then some of the places I went, I got to go to the Tower of London, and I did some video there, and so like that was really fun.
Ooh,
and the London
spooky.
Dungeon as well.
Ooh,
I did
Any
Yes.
headless ghosts? Or to tune in? Okay, all right. Well,
John
we'll have to visit
Cleeson
again.
come through. Say,
No,
hello.
darn. I wish,
Welcome to Tower of
right?
London.
Yeah.
Well, and how can we find these?
Those are on my Instagram, and I posted them via my YouTube channels, but you can go on my Instagram or my Twitter, and they're on there.
That's very cool.
cool.
That is really. I didn't know you were doing that. Then I saw a couple of them. I didn't you do one that was kind of creepy. I guess. It
Well,
is the
one
dungeon.
so far is like that I posted was a train station in Germany, biking in Berlin. That was kind of cool. It's the Berlin Wall, and then it goes and it's I think they called it Topography of Terror, and it's like the original SS headquarters for the Nazis. And
Doesn't get much scarier than that.
so that was really interesting. Or there was like, I'll be posting this later, there's this random like shack I found in the middle of the hills in Norway that I'm like, this is like a horror movie waiting to
That's
happen.
what I
That's when you
remember.
find
So
the
I'll
weird
post that
German
one.
scientists in like Human Centipede, and you're
Right,
like,
you
don't
know.
go backpacking through
Or
there.
the
Yeah.
dead snow Nazis rising up
Right?
and marching
Oh,
on
that one's a good
your
one.
camping.
All right, it is time for our countdown to Halloween, Mr. Producer.
Woo!
Do we have something to introduce that? Don't you guys- Kari, I know you know it. Angela, do you know what this song is from?
It's so familiar.
It's that earworm that's in there from one of the Halloween movies.
Oh my god, it's in the file cabinet in the back of my head.
Halloween
So
number
3.
It's like in
wanna say.
Dreamcatcher, you're going through.
It's there. It's
Halloween
there.
3, Season of the Witch.
Catch the
So
Stephen King reference.
we just kind of like, it's kind of like, it was the movie where every day they were counting down to Halloween, then when the mask would melt their faces and bugs would crawl out of their brains. It was
The one without
fantastic.
Michael Myers, everyone's favorite.
All right,
Yeah.
everyone's invited to do a Halloween horror movie, all the sequels marathon. Can we do it? Can we knock it out? Like
all the
at some
Halloween movies,
point?
yes.
Yes.
There's
That'd
only
be quite the marathon.
There's only 4 of them worth watching. But anyways, it's my favorite Halloween character. My favorite horror movie character is Michael Myers, and there's 4 of those movies. The first one, the second one, H2O, and maybe part 4. We'll see.
Maybe part 4.
I hope the next one next year is the 40th anniversary of Michael Myers and John Carpenter's original Halloween.
see.
John Carpenter is back on board as the executive producer, and he's also scoring the music. So I only hope it will be a good return to Halloween. They're returning him back to the simple Halloween. You know, back when
Yeah.
he could be killed.
Less backstory than the
All
Rob
right.
Zombie.
So, anyways, we have a lot of stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks before Halloween shows up. This coming weekend at the Burbank Marriott, we have Son of Monsterpalooza. Is anyone here going? I'm going on Sunday, and Son of Monsterpalooza is actually the sister or brother, son,
Or the sun. Or the sun.
the son convention of Monsterpalooza in Burbank, which happens the other part of the year. So they've kind of split it up, and now it's really big. And I'm going to go over these real quick because I did not get a new festival on here, but I do want to go through some of your events that are happening. Mothman Festival, September 16th to 17th in West Virginia. Scarefest Horror and Paranormal Convention in Lexington, Kentucky, September 9th through... This is wrong. It ends on October 1st. I think this must be September 29th.
That's the longest convention
I know.
ever. Right?
Yeah.
CreepyCon, October 13th through 15th. It's at the Haunted Sands Hotel in Edmonton, Canada. Rock and Shock, October 13th to 15th, Worcester, Massachusetts. By the way, all these are going to be listed on our... there's a message for you, Angela, up on the screen. Rock and Shock, October 15th through 13th through 15th, Worcester, Massachusetts. Fear Feet, October 13th through 15th, Biloxi, Mississippi. Necromonicon. Oh, that's the new one. October 20th through 22nd, Tampa,
Best
Florida.
name for a con I've ever heard.
I've
Ever
the
seen.
Necromonicon?
The
Is that gonna bring-
Necromonicon. That's fantastic.
Spooky Empire, Orlando. That's going to be October 27th through the 29th. And Famous Monsters of Filmland Bash, October 27th through 29th. I've been getting daily updates from them. They are having a gigantic monster convention up there in San Jose at the end of
Nice.
October.
Ooh,
So,
group trip.
whew, that's a lot of...
Right,
a lot.
that could be an easy road trip. San Jose's not that far.
Let's do it. Yeah, we can knock out a couple of things there, like the Winchester.
Oh, the Winchester
mystery-
House.
Yeah.
Winchester House, and there's also a huge outdoor flea market that has rando things. Yeah. So.
That's
Speaking of random things, you have a list of Halloween events coming up, right?
Yes, it's eclectic. It goes this year. I think I'm even throwing in a couple of escape rooms that they're, even though they go all year round, they're doing a special theme for Halloween. And a lot of people ask, what's your favorite haunt that you do? And then people say things like, the LA Haunted Hayride, which is great, but I like to go out there, like Corona. You guys know Coffin Creek?
No.
It's one of my favorites. It's like dark farmland. The box office is just a trailer. It's dark. All you see are stars, and it marshes, and I think that's what you call them. Not sure, but yeah, scary stuff, and the production quality is great. And so if you can get out there to Corona, I would recommend it.
Those can be
It's called
creepy
Coffin
things.
Creek?
Coffin Creek.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's go. We'll buddy up and go.
Did you ever go to the Haunted Vineyard out that way?
That sounds right up my alley. Is there any haunted wine we can imbibe?
Possibly. I went
Or maybe
back
some
in like.
spirits.
Oh, that's a slow clap there. Yeah. That one, because I went to school. I went to UC Riverside, so that was in that kind of
Yeah, that
Inland Empire area, and it was a vineyard, and the idea was like a train had crashed and like killed all these people, and you kind of had a little. It was
Is that
cool.
what
It was
happened
small,
this year?
but it was cool.
I'll look
don't
into
know if
it.
it still
Thank you.
exists.
Thank you for adding
a
to
good
my
one.
list. I knew she would. Perfect. No, I'm glad. Thank you.
Angel, this thing is cool on your wrist. What is that? It looks like a blood-splattered lanyard. Can you explain?
Thanks. Yeah. It is a blood spattered lanyard. You are
Very
right on.
astute.
And actually, if you go on Amazon, you can check it out. Just look up blood spattered lanyard and
Blood splattered lanyard.
Yes, wait, no, and my buddy Robert actually makes it. The name of the shop is Pinsanity, and he also makes horror-themed pins. So,
Nice.
actually, you know what? Go ahead and like the Scare Guys Facebook page. Go ahead and like my Facebook page, and then drop in the comments for both our pages. And the first person who responds, I'll buy you a pin or lanyard of your choice.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Quick, do it.
Do now.
Clown's got it.
Clowns on it.
So
Oh,
since we're in the events part
Hello?
of the show tonight, just want to let everybody know, in just a couple of minutes we're going to be jumping into it. It was the monster that devoured Hollywood this past weekend. It came in with
It
100.
slayed at the box
It
office.
slayed. It killed it.
laughed all the way to the bank.
Oh, there we go. There we
Floated
go.
to the top.
It wasn't clowning around.
Wasn't
Yeah.
it?
This is terrible. Anyways, so
It's
Keep
to die
going.
for.
$123 million.
Oh, that's the final numbers? Yay.
Yes, it went
Yeah.
up.
And growing.
Yes,
And growing
growing.
worldwide, even bigger than that, on a budget of just
30?
30,
I think they were
30
like
to
30.
35, I
It's,
believe.
30
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was $30 million. So it is an enormous hit right
Yeah.
now, and
It is.
and it is.
How many its can we say within?
And so we'll talk about that in just a minute.
a
But right
lot.
now, we have a couple of events that are coming up here in Southern California that if you guys are in the area, I think you should check out. This coming weekend is Son of Monsterpalooza. It is one of the horror conventions that really celebrates movie monsters. I mean, all the best makeup artists and movie models that model all the prosthetics and everything show up. I know that they're going to have a lot of celebration of people who have been in the. It's right here in the middle of Hollywood, so of course it's going to be a great celebration. Here are some of the things that they have coming up. I have not yet been. I'm going this Sunday, so taking a picture. All right, so. Tell me if any of these things float your fancy. Float, get it?
Float,
Float.
gotcha. I caught that
The
one.
Haunted Dollhouse walkthrough attraction will be at Monsterpalooza this weekend.
If it's anything like the American Girl store at the Grove, I am in.
I think it is. just haunted. So that one is too. So the screening of the Island of Lost Souls, the special Bela Lugosi classic film, seems kind of cool. The creators of and directors of Crypt TV will be there. Are you guys familiar with Crypt TV?
Yes.
A lot of weird stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explain it to the folks at home who aren't familiar with Crypt
Kari,
TV.
do you know a little bit about it?
Yeah, tell us.
It's Eli Roth's thing, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And he started like this online streaming service with some of the scary stuff around, and he's giving like first time and established horror filmmakers a chance to kind of get their stuff made, so which is a really cool
pretty
thing.
cool.
Yeah, they're having the cast screening of the movie Mayhem with Steven. I've never known how to say his name. Yeun from The Walking Dead fame.
Oh, cool.
Let's go
Glenn.
with
I
that.
think you said it right.
Yeah, let's.
I think I said it right. Do you guys remember seeing him when he went with Conan to the Korean spa? That was the funniest episode of Conan. All right.
Don't look that up now. Wait till the show's over.
What's kind of cool
Yeah.
is like then they're celebrating the 35th anniversary of John Carpenter's The Thing with some of the
Nice.
cast and crew from the film. That'll be very cool.
My God. Do you guys know what day that is? I love The Thing. That's actually what turned me like onto horror.
We'll tell you what that is, God, in just a moment.
That's not
I
God.
was
That's
like,
the
is
voice
that
of the
Luke
devil.
waiting?
God
voice in
demands
the
the
sky.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You
this
have a
weekend.
computer?
The computers are down here in the studio today.
Oh no.
I
Okay.
don't- So the filmmakers behind the upcoming Cult of Chucky, the ongoing Child's Play movie, is they're going to be there as well. The costume contest, cast and creators of the Hatchet films. Last week, your friend was here talking to us about the Hatchet films.
Megan?
Megan. I am the world's worst with names. And so she went
Okay.
to they thought it was like a celebration of part 3, but it turned out to be the screening of part
Sweet.
4. So so that's going to be kind of cool.
Good,
Alumni from Face Off are going to be there from the sci-fi hit series, and then people from the season 2 of The Exorcist, and the list goes on and on and on. It's going to be a jam-packed weekend. The tickets are selling fast. I was in touch with some of the producers for this weekend, and it's already getting close to sold out, but they do still have tickets available, and they're encouraging everybody to come down. It's at the Burbank Marriott, so this weekend, if you are in Burbank, would be great.
Yeah, let us know who's going. We'll see who's watching and going, and we'll all link up. It'll be great.
And we're actually going to mix it up just a little
Yeah.
bit. Mix it up just since we're talking about events happening. We have a great big event here in Southern California called Not Scary Farm. And we have an expert on Not Scary Farm in the house tonight. She's even wearing
Yes.
her crew hat.
Yeah, so actually the first year you do it, you get a red hat because it's like popping your cherry.
Oh, yeah?
And so I have a red one, and then this is my second. I don't think I got one in my third year. So I did 3 years. I did Club Blood, if you guys remember that maze. I was with the Dance of Vampires, and I absolutely loved it. It was so much fun, and I've gone to Not Scary Farm every single year since 2004.
It's the
Yes,
largest.
2004 every single year.
And they say it's the largest haunted attraction event in Southern California, which I thought it was Halloween Horror Nights up at Universal Studios, but it's not.
They have more mazes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was amazed. They say they have 1,000 monsters each
Were
night.
you amazed?
Well, they have some stuff. Can you go over some of these things? Like,
yeah.
I'm not as familiar with
a
these.
lot of
Some of them
monsters.
are
Yeah.
a whole
Well,
lot of stuff.
also I think it is interesting when you do go there in the Ghost Town area, if you head towards the Rapids Ride. There we go. I'm like, what's the easiest way to describe Rapids Rides? There's like a little schoolhouse thing on one side, and on the other side they have like the history in there, which is really cool.
Yes.
They have old photos and artifacts,
yeah.
and it's just open. You guys can just walk in, just kind of something random to do. But I just saw the history here, that I'm like, oh, that's a good tie-in. Yeah, so it was created in 1973. Not Scary Farm is celebrating 45th season this year with
big year.
9
Wow.
haunted mazes, 4 scare zones, 2 shows, and more than 1,000 monsters. I love the shows. That's my other favorite part of it. Hanging is like awesome, and they've had a lot of really good shows over the years too. I also love the dance shows. They're fun. So we got Dark Ride, Castle of Chaos. Guests will wander through an abandoned carnival ride. Oh, that's so cool. Makes me think of the R.L. Stein book. There was one
Yeah.
with that one. Yep. Pumpkin Eater, in which the brave must beware of encountering a 7-foot-tall creature on the wooded outskirts of the Hollow, as he has murder in mind. Dun dun dun. The Green Witch House Trick or Treat, Lights Out.
This is like a tradition, the Green Witch.
Yeah,
right?
that one, I do remember that one. That one visually, I think, has really excellent visual aesthetic and style of how they've done it. I also love the movie Trick or Treat, though it's not necessarily connected. But this year it's apparently up the ante and is allowing you to explore the sorceress's inner sanctum in the dark. Of course, you'll be given a flashlight, but yes, there's always a but. It's faulty. Haha, nice. Okay, that'd be kind of fun. Other attractions will include Carnival, Ghost Town Streets, Paranormal Inc., Case 13, The Haunting of Hayden Hill, The Red Barn, Voodoo, The Order of the Serpent, Timber Mountain Log Ride, a Halloween Hootenanny. Cute. Like that. But perhaps the most important buzz this year for Scare Farm is that Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, will be making her final appearance at Not Scary Farm's self-titled review. Oh, her show's great. Have you been able to see this show?
I haven't seen her show.
Oh, it's so fun. Have you guys seen it?
No.
She's such an entertaining woman.
It's hilarious. And it's sexy.
Yeah.
It's a very sexy show. It's raunchy. It's fun. But it's actually not too much. So it's like you could probably take like 13 and over.
But could you take your mom to it?
You could take your mom. They're...
You're asking for a friend.
Yeah, you're asking for a friend. But I highly recommend the show if you guys go to Not Scary Farm. It's also a nice break after you've been walking around or something like that. It's nice to sit in the theater and watch a show because it's her. So they have the comedy and then they have the dancers, and that's always one of my favorite things.
Are any of the rides open?
Oh, rides are open all the time. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
But don't waste your time on a
I
ride.
know, why
That's
would you do
all
that?
year
That's not
round.
what you're there
I
for.
brought my friends. I'm like, no, we're doing the mazes. And then
You have to
if you
strategize.
have
But because just this right here, it seems like they have tons of mazes. Oh, what about Charlie Brown in the gang? Are they all decked out?
So the Charlie Brown is that area is probably the scare zone of the
Great Pumpkin.
no, the paranormal probably.
Okay.
Because they did that last year where they did it better. You had a gun and you got to go around like you're shooting the zombies and stuff like that.
Oh, you're gonna say go around
a
shooting
Shooting
Charlie
Charlie
Brown.
Brown.
No, it's zombies.
Okay.
It was kind of fun because it's like you gotta. Because mostly in parks you don't get a run, so you get to kind of run
Let's
to
go,
get
let's
to
go.
the next spot. So that was fun. It's gone through different zones. Before it used to be more like a haunted forest, and so it's changed over the years.
All right.
Hey, I got some info.
What's your
The
info?
thing is on Saturday at 1 o'clock.
Oh, at
It's
Monsterpalooza?
this Saturday.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank
Nice.
you.
You're welcome,
That's what you
Mr.
were-
Producer.
Yay.
Mr. Producer, Saturday at 1 o'clock. Monsterpalooza, the thing.
You get a close-up.
All right. Speaking of close-up, so thank you very much for talking to us about that. They had a really cool live, 1 hour presentation last week that was streamed online that you could watch. That they kind of did a big song and dance and musical number to introduce all of these things, and it was kind of entertaining to watch.
Yes.
So, does anybody else? Do you have any more events that you want to throw in here before we kind of move in?
Well, we touched on something that maybe could be family friendly. House on Haunted Hill is a free thing. It's in Woodland Hills.
Nice.
They close off I think it's a cul-de-sac or one street. It's really dark, and they put hologram projections, and it's sort of like a love story, a ghost story. But they do such a great job. They take donations, and if you're in the valley, Woodland Hills, guys, it's not that far. Make it over there. They only do it in 4 nights leading up to Halloween. What else do you
guys know the Bone House?
I've
That's
been.
so-
I've been there.
If you're in the valley or get to the valley, Sherman Oaks area, the Bone House. Have you been to this?
I have not been to the
It's
Bone House.
a
It sounds
family.
questionable, but please.
No,
explain.
it's actually family friendly. It's a family, and they've decorated their home. It's just
Yeah,
lots
home
of
hunt.
very interesting and cool decorations.
Is that Boney Island?
Yeah, there we go.
Boney Island.
I was like,
yes.
Boney Island,
I
and
remember
then
that.
there's
And it's free also. I think they probably have a donation something, but it's you just park and park far away.
Park and walk
it.
because it's
It
congested.
gets very.
Yeah, I imagine so.
And then in Long Beach, there's the Long Beach Zombie Walk. Have you guys ever done a
Yeah.
zombie walk?
No.
I've heard
No,
about
I've
that.
done it once. I think I'm going to do it again this year. But
That'd be fun.
Yeah, so just, you and your closest hundreds of friends as zombies or
Your
walkers or
horde?
what have you. Your horde, yes.
Real friends
And,
help you fight zombies.
Yes, kill, fight, all of the above. And I remember one year I went as a mom that had the pregnant belly and an umbilical cord dragging my zombie baby. It's as if I became a zombie during childbirth. And I was like, I don't know if they're not.
That's semi-spoiler, but still, have you guys seen Girl with All the Gifts?
What is that?
It's
Oh.
a zombie. I was
I
like,
see that.
that's
That
a good segue, but I'm like, it's a zombie
That sounds
movie.
good.
It's a long title for our title. It's a foreign film, but it's in English. I think there's something else shorter. But anyway, it's children who appear absolutely completely normal, but if you have your clean, fresh skin get near them, they go into like crazy like chitter zombie mode, like teeth, and like want to eat you. And then there's still regular zombies too, but these kids are normal, and they're like, how do we deal with them? And like, do we teach them? And blah blah. And it's actually really cool. It's a slow burn, but it's a really cool different take on zombies.
Wow. All right.
I love it. I'm gonna look that one up. It sounds scary even from the title.
It's good.
I believe it's on Amazon Prime, I want to say.
I did it as a red box when I got it, but yeah, it's probably easier to get now.
Yeah, it's a great film. I loved it.
That's pretty cool.
So is The Witch right now. That's next on my list, actually.
Do you guys know that LA actually has a video store? I went to it
There's
the
a
other day.
couple, but they're hidden gems. You gotta find
Or
it.
the one in South Pass, Videotech. Do you guys know it in South Pasadena?
I don't.
There's
I went to the
really cool
Odyssey
stuff.
in North Hollywood the other day to look for some movie that we were trying to find with some friends. It was crazy. You could not download it, find it anywhere on Amazon, Netflix,
was
Hulu.
there,
anywhere.
huh?
The only place to get it is the video store, and it was awesome. Of course, the other half. Never mind. So, It. Let's talk about Stephen King's It.
It's time.
It is time.
Wait, we all have our clown noses.
All right,
like this.
there we go. So, It. Stephen King's It, the brand new adaptation of the classic Stephen King novel. It brought in $123 million just domestically this last weekend.
Well
Let's hear it.
deserved. Yes.
I mean, this is exciting because we've had kind of a doldrum last half of the summer. No movies have been doing well. We had a couple of good superhero movies that kind of like jolted us. But it has kind of revived the box office. It's the largest ever opening for a September movie, the largest ever for a horror film. Well, for an R-rated horror film or any horror film, it's the largest ever opening for a fall film and the second largest R-rated film opening ever, only behind Deadpool, which had $132 million. That's pretty.
That's
pretty
at a high
impressive.
bar. So.
Yeah, I mean, this did set a high bar. We have an article on the Scare Guy right now that talks about why is it so popular, how did it become so popular, and is this the beginning or the continuation or of like great horror to come? Because we've had some pretty crappy horror these past couple of years, some good horror.
Or a lot of mediocre.
Mediocre.
Or like, it's fine.
Yep.
I've watched a bunch of rentals lately, and they're okay. I didn't feel like I wasted my time, but I wasn't like, that was amazing. There might be parts, but...
It's because what is
sequences.
horror? You know, like it's something that it scares us. So it can be with a touch of other genres. Like for me, this movie, it felt like a coming of age story, drama with a lot of symbolism, and then freaky crap. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it was scary, but that's what it is. That's what makes good horror. It's
There's a
just whatever
dark
plays on
Stand By
our
Me is
fears.
what it was.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's go ahead and start this part with our own Kari was on the red carpet for black carpet for the premiere, and she got to talk to a few of the different people who are in the film. So if we can go ahead and watch that, and those of you at home, you'll be able to hear what we're watching, I guess.
You get to hear it.
Carrie Lane here with the Popcorn Talk, and tonight I'm at the premiere of It at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood. I'm going to be talking to the cast and crew of this awesome horror movie. Stay tuned. Love your suit and your tie. You look great.
Aw.
Thank you.
So, did you do the tie to match
Jackson
the yellow
Robert?
jacket?
Georgie.
Yes, I actually did.
Nice. Was it scary working on a horror movie like this?
It wasn't that scary because I got to see like all the characters and like the blood and stuff. It wasn't that gruesome because I knew it was all fake.
What was the most fun part to film?
I think it was when my arm was getting ripped off because it was kind of interesting because I knew
cool
it wasn't
kid.
fake. I knew that it wasn't real because I went in prosthetics and we molded my arm, so it wasn't that scary.
Awesome.
Scary
Well,
for
congratulations.
us.
I look forward to seeing it. You are awesome.
Thank you.
Here's the old dress.
Well, thank you so much.
Cute. And he's smiling the whole time for the people just listening. He's like, yeah, the blood, and my arm gets ripped off. I was like, oh, you are so cute.
And Carrie can do the dubbing for his voice because she's actually just like him. So you can maybe get a cut of that $123 million if they do a sequel.
Don't want to take anything away from that kid. He's such a cutie.
And
Like
here's
if
our
you have-
next one.
Yeah.
Where was this at?
What does the endorsement by Stephen King mean?
Oh,
to
wait.
you?
We skipped our
huge,
questions.
Huge. I couldn't ask for more. I mean, if he likes it,
Bill
it's
Skarsgård?
ultimately, I respect his work
Pennywise.
and his mind so much that it means the world to me.
What is it like getting into that
never mind.
character, into Pennywise?
It's a process unlike anything I've ever done before. You know, it's an extreme character and a very dark, disturbed character, so you need to kind of dig deep to find that in yourself.
I totally pictured an old weird dude. I didn't know it was him.
I said it was what's the most
The
fun
whole
thing.
journey of it was amazing, and the fact that he's so different in every aspect that I am, and voice and posture and everything, just, you know, it was a lot of fun.
Last question,
Favorite
guys.
behind the
Which
scenes
man?
moment?
Huh?
Favorite behind the scenes moment?
I think my first day on set was amazing. Doing the kids' reaction of seeing me in the full makeup for the first time was pretty great.
Well, thank you so much for watching. I'm Kari Lane with the Popcorn Talk.
Sorry, it was
Very
queued
cool.
up correctly. I was like, wait, I thought there was more.
So that was
so-
pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he was great too, and props to Bill Skarsgård and his PR people because he was out doing some interviews, and then like, oh, he has to go inside, and then they were all like, oh, bummer, like we'll come back, and everyone's like, yeah, right, but he
he
totally did, and he just did. They did group interviews, so
He
if
came
you're,
back 27 years later, right?
haha,
No,
yeah.
I was like you. I had the wrong Skarsgård
Wait a
in
minute, yeah, I'm
mind.
thinking
when
you-
I,
wait,
thought
no,
it
I was thinking-
I thought it was the one from the vampire.
True Blood.
True Blood. I thought it was a True Blood.
Alexander
oh, no.
Skarsgård.
You would have seen his
Skarsgård.
abs way more. If it was Alexander Skarsgård.
No,
Pennywise with
That's
a
so
six-pack
scary.
Pennywise.
And I don't know if you guys can tell, but just from listening to this, and then another show that Bill Skarsgård is in, if you guys are like, wait, who's this guy? Hemlock Grove.
Yeah.
It's kind of a guilty pleasure show, let's be honest, because it starts really good, and then you're like, all right. And then he was also in Atomic Blonde, but in it, I was just like blown away. I thought he did an amazing job because just listening to him and his posture and everything, it's complete transformation.
All right.
Totally
Loved it.
And we have one more interview with Nicholas Hamilton. He played Henry, who is the bully.
Okay, how excited are you to see this film?
I'm so pumped. I mean, it's been. It
Andy's
feels like
brother.
just yesterday that we wrapped, but it does feel. I mean, at the same time, it feels like a long time ago
Where's
since
the
we
mullet?
filmed the movie. So I mean, I saw it a week ago before this, and it is. It's what makes it so different than a normal horror movie. It's just constantly creepy, rather than sort of like the jump scares or the torture porn that you normally see in horror movies nowadays. But I think that's what makes this movie so terrifying, is that you're just always on edge and always uncomfortable throughout the whole movie. Yeah.
So I hear you're a bully in the film. Tell me about that.
So I play Henry Bowers. He starts as a bully at the start of the movie, just sort of normal, generic bully terrorizing the kids. But then, sort of throughout the film, he gets more and more insane, and by the end, it has taken hold of him. Which in the book in the movie it's handled so well. Like there's a moment in the movie where you can just see that he's taken over, and it's a beautiful scene. But yeah, that's what makes Henry Bowers so special.
Had you read the book before or watched the previous films?
Well, when I got the movie, when I got the role, sorry, I read the book for the first time, and I mean it's a fantastic book. It's a masterpiece. But I think we tried our best to pay as close homage to the book as we can, and not just remake the miniseries. You know, but I did talk to Jared, who plays Henry Bowers in the original miniseries, before we started filming, and he gave me a few tips, and that sort of helped me up. So, but on top of that, like just the script, like the writing in the script, it's just a beautiful script, and that helped me a lot too.
And are you scared of clowns?
Oh, I'm terrified. I think anyone, even if you're not scared of clowns, if you come to see this movie, you will come out with a fear of clowns. There's no doubt.
Cool. So it'll be like, you know, the Jaws for clowns.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You never want to go on the ocean again.
Great. Well, thank you so much and congratulations.
So much. Thank you.
Congratulations,
Yeah, very
Kari. That
cool,
was
Kari.
awesome.
Great
Those
stuff.
awesome interviews.
And have you heard that they were doing an all clown audience screening? Like you have to
Or
dress
the
up as
Alamo
a
Draft
Alamo
House.
Draft
Yes.
I saw the photo of it and I was like,
Oh. And there's been a rash of clowns sitting in theaters across the country
oh
as
my
well.
gosh.
They did good PR on that. They had like balloons tied to sewers and stuff. And then at the black carpet, they had a bunch of people dressed up as Georgie walk out with a balloon and
someone
stand
at,
on Hollywood Boulevard.
At Comic-Con was standing on the bridge, just really still and not moving,
Remember-
and that was a
Nice.
creepiest
Remember
thing,
last
yeah.
year there was a rash of just clowns in different
Sightings?
sightings
Yeah.
across
Pennsylvania was a
I
hot
bet
spot,
you
yeah.
that may have been.
Well, they deny it, but
So what was it like being there on the black carpet?
that was a really cool carpet. They try to get as much time as they can, but it is always like, you know, rushing people in. I like that it was a black carpet. That made it so much cooler. And the Georgies gave an extra atmosphere. They were out on the, like, it was kind of this, like, zigzag, and so they're out on the side, but that was cool. And everybody was definitely pumped to see it and really excited.
Which
And,
theater?
The Chinese Theater.
Chinese Theater.
Mhm.
The Grandma Chinese Theater in downtown
And
Hollywood. Yeah.
if you go to the Popcorn Talk, you can watch the other interviews. We also talked to the composer and one of the writers. So.
And you guys are talking about it on your other show that you are hosting.
Yeah, we have a box office breakdown where we talk about what movies came out over the weekend. So we all talked about that a lot, as well as Anthony engineering that. So he chimed in as well.
Fantastic. All right. So let's talk for a minute about it, the movie. So without being too spoilery, what did you guys think?
I love the performances from the kids. I read this one article that said you're going to come in for the clown and probably come back again to watch it for the losers, and I agree because those kids are really great together. There's a lot of great ensemble work that they do, along with Bill Skarsgård as the clown. The kids are like, these are so much fun kids.
Clown, what'd you think?
Can I take this thing off?
Take it off.
Let's see your handsome face.
I enjoyed the show.
And then he has another clown mask on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Take that mask off, I
Real,
said.
clown mask. Hello.
Yeah.
Cheeseman on the couch here. You can find me on Twitter at ConGuy. What? Wait, it's not the beginning of the show.
right.
I just blacked out completely.
What'd you think?
That's okay. What'd you
I
think of the
thought
movie?
it was an amazing movie. I watched the miniseries when I was young. I was kind of around their age, middle school, but rewatched it recently. But I really think they did a perfect blend of taking some of the cool moments and just different things and taking it kind of further. And when I watched it too, I was like, I kind of wish there wasn't the back and forth because you kind of know who survived.
You're talking about the older one, the mini.
The older one. There was all the back and forth, so you're like, well, they're alive when they're older. Where when you watch it, as if you don't really know the movie well, then you're kind of like, I don't know if they'll survive the film. So that was great.
Yeah, you're stuck in one time period.
Yeah.
The fact that you start with a kid dying, you're like, oh, kids can die in this.
Yeah.
And on
Jaws
screen
again.
too. You don't see a lot of
That was a good
child
death, too.
on screen.
I don't think it's too
death.
It was
spoiler to say
beautiful.
Georgie got hit.
Yeah. Okay.
Georgie got his arm ripped off. It
He
was
said it
so
in his
sad.
said in the interview.
Yeah, he said it. That's
Oh,
the
very
best part.
He
good.
did.
Oh, that's right.
Chomped right off.
I
Lots
tell
of
you
blood.
what,
It's
that
so,
was
so
ballsy. I
well.
loved that. Yeah.
I was like, oh, it went so sad for him.
I hate to say it, I love it when movies kill kids because it shows you that they're not.
No.
I don't like kids dying, but I'm saying it shows
not
you
in
that
real
they're.
life. Not in real life.
It's
yeah,
like
but
remember
yeah.
the original Jaws? They killed a kid out. I don't.
They
sounds
never
like
show
I'm a
it on
masochist.
screen
Sounds like I'm a
either.
terrible person, doesn't it?
No, it's
No, it just shows it's a gutsy movie. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it makes you and it makes you feel uncomfortable. I remember sitting at a horror film festival, and there was a short film, and the kid is like being babysat. But then like someone comes in and starts like shanking him, and he just dies while hanging. And people were like,
Oh yeah.
no one knew what to do, because you never see an on-screen child death. It's always off-screen. But
Now I just have to say this though. Not everybody did love the movie. I actually have a colleague, Max, who said that the movie It was missing two letters, S-H. That's what he thought of the movie.
Wow.
And I was like,
That's clever, though.
I know.
What's that?
Your mom's in the room. Watch your mouth.
Itch.
So what do you guys think about that? What do you think about the criticisms that it wasn't scary enough? Some people said it wasn't scary enough, and some people said it dwelt too much on the aw shucks childhood stuff. And
No.
what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I've heard the complaint it dwelled too much on the adult, like real world. Okay, we don't care. We don't need to see it like the parent-child thing that gets real creepy. I could
creepy.
kind of
The
agree that
pharmacist
that's.
scene that gets real
Oh my
creepy.
gosh,
But
that was so.
that's what's scary. It's
Yeah.
so scary. If I had a
But that's
a
what kids
child
deal with. You know,
it's
it's not like it
terrifying.
doesn't happen.
I would argue this is a movie
Put it in
about
there.
the.
Weird adults in a town.
I know.
Right. So that I overall like I wasn't scared, but I felt there were good scary moments.
Yeah.
And I know people were scared. So it's
I thought it was a movie about the horrors of childhood. That's what
Yeah.
it was actually about. Like, it represented everything scary that could happen to a child, whether it's
Go missing.
you go missing, or the creepy, abusive parents, or
Some
Bullies.
kid cuts you on the stomach.
That kid just kept getting sliced.
or bullies, or
He got hurt all the time. I was
Like,
waiting for
oh.
infection.
Yeah.
I was like, no, he's gonna get infection.
He has gangrene.
Oh,
Like,
Ben.
what?
I love Ben. That kid was so great.
Yeah.
Oh, he's great.
Fun,
Yeah.
fun.
All right, so what about overall? Did you guys come away with a feeling of like it was a great, good, effective horror film, or was it lacking?
I feel like horror might not be the best description of it because there's a lot of things. There's
Rom-com, for
there's
sure.
supernatural, there's coming of age, and even like the end is like kind of felt like a classic adventure style almost. It's like a more combination of those rather than your typical horror movie. And like you said, Jaws, like the kill a kid at the beginning of Jaws, the kill a kid at the beginning of this. Jaws is like, it's a monster, but, you know, they're on an adventure. King Kong, there's a monster, but it's an adventure. And it kind of felt more like that to me. So, technically speaking, it is a horror movie, but it felt like so much more than just that.
Like
And
Stranger Things.
Well said.
Thank you
Yeah.
for
Bring
upping
it
the
up.
game. Everything's gotten so much better since Stranger Things.
If you've read the Entertainment Weekly review of this film, it basically insinuates that this movie would not have existed without Stranger Things. Stranger Things is like the groundwork which made something like this possible, because it felt like Stranger Things, and even one of the actors, one of the kids from Stranger Things.
He was great.
Yes, he was.
What a potty mouth
he got potty mouthed in this
mom
movie.
would not approve of that.
Oh no.
But see, Stranger Things, I felt had scarier moments.
I do. I
Like
agree.
I was more tense than that, like freaking out.
The Upside Down was terrifying.
But I would say it's cool.
Yep.
The movie, it is cool. I enjoyed it. I wasn't blown away or not like, oh
You
my
didn't
gosh,
sleep
it's
with
amazing.
the lights on after seeing it.
Yeah, but it was cool and we're seeing.
I enjoyed the film. I like the fact that it was like a darker version of Stand By Me. It was. That's what it felt like, a dark version of Stand By Me. I liked the interplay with the kids. I thought there was a little bit too much. I think I wanted one more horror scene, one more scary scene.
I wanted more with Pennywise.
Yeah, I think one more big scene. I felt as if I don't want to ruin it, towards the end, Pennywise felt different than towards the beginning of the film.
Well, because they don't fear him as much.
Well, I think I didn't fear him as much, and that was the problem. Like,
Sure.
I think
But
that
there
was
were
my
some good ones, and some things I liked that too. Did you guys notice some of them they built better than what you saw in the trailer? Like they extended it further. Like there's the garage bit that was cooler in the movie than what you see in the trailer. I thought.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yes, because like you watch the trailer, and you're like, that's cool, but then the actual part in the movie, you're like, oh, good, you guys upped it.
But I feel like because I've seen stuff like that all the time, like the people watching the projection, the slides and the reels, and then,
But the book thing.
But then
the
you're
book
right.
thing was-
That's why it was
yeah.
really cool. Yeah. I'm glad that scene was more than what was.
I was like, vague enough. Book bit was one of my favorite scare parts.
And
Does anybody want the bicycle scene that's in the miniseries? Do you remember that?
That
cheesy,
was somebody talked about that,
It's
and I
the
thought.
adult. It would be the adult version. But.
Yeah, but the thing is, in this movie, they showcased the bike like at least twice, or at least
Yeah,
2 close-ups.
the
I'm
silver.
like, and
Can someone remind me of this scene?
I'll have to rewatch. I honestly have to rewatch.
the bike is important and is.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
But in this movie, they just do some close-ups on the label on the bike twice for no reason.
the
for this
Silver
one.
Rider.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're just like, okay, so
Hint.
as long as it becomes important later,
Yes.
that's fine. But in this one, you're like,
It might be the same bike that they used in the original TV series, and they're like, "Hey, look at this."
you could have done 1 close-up then. You don't need 2 or more.
What did you guys think about the fact that it concentrated on just half of the book?
That was great.
That's fine.
Great.
It's good.
That was great.
I thought that it was so much better. Okay, let's
we,
talk.
We complain nowadays of them splitting up books into 2 halves, and this is justified for that. Kind
Yes.
of like the last Harry Potter book, where it's just too much for one movie.
It works.
1,000 pages is too much for one movie. So
Plus,
if
they
you
need
have-
another 123 million. You know,
Exactly.
to get
Why
that.
not?
Exactly.
Okay. And I think the next one will be
more.
scarier for us adults, because I feel like that was playing more into childhood fears, so we're kind of watching as adults like, oh, these kids are scared.
What do you mean the next one? What are you talking about?
We already just said that. We've said that they're young in this one, and they split it
No,
up.
no,
but,
what I'm
but
saying-
yeah, they're gonna.
27
The end of it, it goes to
years
There's gonna be a
chapter 1.
sequel, and it may be 27 years later, so it will be
Oh, I
playing
hope
in
not.
the adult.
I heard that it got greenlit. Like within a second of opening, I got greenlit,
Yeah.
and we can expect the
expect
adult
Seth
years.
Green as an adult, 27 years later, playing.
And I hear
don't
it's
know.
coming out in 2019, so we have to wait 2 years for it to come out. So which would be kind of great.
I was just curious who's going to play them as adults. I was thinking that at the end of the movie. I'm like, who's
Molly
going to be them?
Ringwald.
Molly Ringwald.
That was such a good joke. That was so
my
good.
guess was the adult versions are going to be played by Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, Scarlett
Someone said
Johansson, Mark
Chris-
Ruffalo, and Jeremy
Someone said Chris Pratt for Ben.
Renner.
And then someone was saying Jessica Chastain was in talks for being Beverly.
Oh, seriously? She's already in talks?
That's what we were talking about, what we heard.
Oh, that would be great. Hey, did anybody get a chance to go through the It house, the It attraction in Hollywood?
I did.
You did. Tell me about it.
It was good. I did the It experience, the virtual reality thing. I'd still say I like that better. That was cool because there was all these cool encounters with Pennywise. This one was cool though. It took you into different rooms. I felt like they could have done more with Pennywise and jumping out. There was. I can spoil it now because it's not happening anymore, right?
I think it
no,
ended
it's still
on
going.
Sunday. It is. I thought
No, it's
it
still
ended
going.
Sunday.
It's
Okay,
Or
no.
at least this week.
It was
Oh.
it was
This is the
good.
final
It was
recap.
fun
Oh,
though,
okay.
but I feel like there could have been more jump out and scares
Okay.
along the way and stuff, or they could have really like horrified you because they took you in all these creepy spaces and you're like, oh gosh, I gotta pick between these doors.
What was the best
or
part?
Oh.
Surrounded by the clowns. Or,
Oh, do they have
when-
the doors that say not
Scary.
scary?
Did they
Yes.
do doors?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they actually
Yay.
had
That's
people
great.
go like,
And they
open
say,
them up
you
and
guys must
stuff.
choose. I'm like, I ain't choosing. Are you crazy?
Well, you wouldn't peeked in the coffin.
They were trying to get me to look into the
But if
coffin.
Pennywise would have jumped out, he would have fell backwards, and it would have been hilarious.
I would have passed out right there. That would not have been a wise
Does he
move.
get more scared than when you've done the videos?
Oh.
that would have, yes.
Wait, she's talking about a video. So why don't we just go ahead and, because we have a little bit more of a topic to talk about in it, but well, let's wait for the video. Let's wait for the video. I don't want to break the feeling of it. Oh wait, it's queued up. So Luke, why don't you tell us what's going on here?
Well, while my mom was here, I was like, why not sneak upstairs because he thinks I'm downstairs hanging out with my mom, and then hide again. And then all I did is whisper a line from it, "You'll float too."
All right, let's see
And
the
we saw
mayhem
what
that
happened.
Luke has created here. All right. Wait, what's this? That's so stupid.
He looks
Poor
so
Jim.
disappointed.
I wasn't even wearing a clown mask this time.
Y'all float too.
All right. So I survived that. You know what? I used to say in the past couple times, if you have another video, send it in. We'd love to show it. From now, I think I should just start saying, we're taking bets on if I survive this Halloween.
Or everybody's scared Jim wherever he goes.
Yes, wherever
every
you
angle
see
of
him.
life.
Oh no.
You see that face? You
No
scared
rest.
him.
Scare that
Scare
face.
Jim.
No.
That's
all
just
the
to show you
time.
that it is funny. So let's talk for a second about our next slasher showdown. The slasher showdown. We've been pitting villains from the movies up against each other. Jason versus Freddy. No, we did not do Jason. We did Michael versus Jason, and we did Chucky versus Annabelle. This week,
Who won Chucky and Annabelle?
We didn't do that. We did Norman Bates.
Oh,
versus-
Leatherface.
Versus Annabelle?
Oh, is that a spoiler?
Versus-
wait, no, Annabelle and Chucky is an article
Yeah.
we did online.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Versus
that's it.
Leatherface. It was
All right,
Norman
so
Bates
we're-
and Leatherface because they're
Got it.
tied to the same guy.
So as we are in the last stretch of
Yes.
our show today, what we're going to do is Pennywise versus Pennywise. So it's the 1990 television version of Pennywise, who played by
Tim Curry.
Mm-hmm.
which was amazingly done. And then we are going to pit him up against Bill Skarsgård, the 2017 Pennywise. And we're going to see who comes out on
hard.
top. Who is the better Pennywise, all right? So let's see what you guys think. First up, who is the scarier clown? What do you guys think?
Bum, bum, bum.
Well, now that I've seen the actor and I know the actor who plays this year's Pennywise, I just want to make out with him, even if he chomps my face off. So I'll have to go with the original. Tim Curry's the scarier.
But see, you think Tim Curry, and then you just remember Rocky Horror, and you're like, not scary
Oh,
anymore.
you're right.
You also remember Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, and you think, oh, he's just a funny buffoon.
Oh, that's right.
I think it's a really hard comparison because it's kind of like comparing
They're
Jack
different.
Nicholson and Heath Ledger to each
Yeah.
other with the role of Joker because it's the same thing. It was like terrifying back then. He did such a good job, but then today's technology and everything. So it's like if you take Tim Curry to today, let him do the same kind of thing, I
Oh,
think he'd
true.
be scarier. But it was a different kind of thing, so it's a hard comparison in my
Yes.
mind to do. But I would say equally scary.
But you have to
Well,
choose.
here's a way to think of it too. So someone I know, they didn't like how this Pennywise had kind of the buck teeth
Oh, I
and
was
like
gonna
looked
say,
childlike.
yeah.
But does that make him creepier or not?
He looks like a bunny. And then I was thinking of Easter bunnies. Then I was thinking of horror Easter bunnies. It
Horror
was train of thought.
bunnies.
All right,
Yeah.
let's vote. 1 is Tim Curry. 2, Bill Skarsgård. You have to choose which one is the scarier clown. All right, 1, Tim Curry. 2, Bill Skarsgård. Ready, set, go.
Bill. Oh,
One,
I thought
two.
we were saying it. Sorry.
Oh, it's so
She
close.
changed, but Carrie changed my mind after
I just wanna give it a
Rocky
chance.
Horror.
So Bill won that one.
Skarsgård.
I remember
Yeah.
being scared by the old one, and this one I wasn't as scared. But I liked the choice of making him look childlike, which makes it creepier. Like how he talks to Georgie, like, ugh, like that's just so creepy.
So what is the face you would least like to see peeking out at you from your dark closet in your bedroom? The face you would not want to see.
The new one. Because those eyes.
It's the eyes.
Chucky face.
It's the glowing eyes, and it's also the actor actually did this where his eyes weren't looking in the same direction. He could actually do that. They were going to CGI that, and they
it
decided
looked
not
like
to.
it. Yeah,
It's his real eyes.
Yeah.
He can make
So
them look
he
different.
can make them look.
my eyes do something.
He can make them walk off in different directions. So that's what they use for the
His
effect.
mom would not let him do that.
All right, and lastly, okay, so Bill just won those two. So the most important question: who was the better Pennywise? That's a tough
Apples and oranges. I'm sorry, they're different.
That's hard. That's hard.
Which so I guess we're gonna give Bill the Pennywise crown this week. I agree with you, apples and oranges, because the Pennywise from 1990 sang and danced and performed and he was
on a TV budget on ABC.
Yeah,
Limited to
they
the
did
TV.
more and made him so creepy with less. So then I'm like,
them both.
well,
Love them both.
but this one achieved such great visuals and the transformation from what the kids first see and him. Oh, that's so
Well,
great.
I can't wait to see what you guys think. So make sure you're commenting below and on this
Yes,
video.
please let
I'm
us
going to
know.
read it and we'll get a
I
conversation
don't know which
started.
is the better
Curry
film.
didn't keep
What's
hiding
the better
behind balloons. Come on. He had to perform more.
Okay, 1990 versus 2017. Which one's the better It?
The movie. You mean the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
I
gonna
wasn't
go
sure
with the movie.
if
I'm gonna go with the
better.
movie.
Oh, I
Yes.
mean, which version?
Which version?
2017 versus 1990.
I'm gonna say 2017.
I concur.
I think there's some performance things, like some scenes with Annette O'Toole and Jason Ritter, John Ritter, which haven't aged as well as some performances.
They aged so terribly. I tell you what.
Performance-wise, yes.
And I just watched it last week. Yeah,
New one for sure.
I was laughing.
I wish it would have been a TV movie, because then they could have done more and made it probably into a classic horror film that could have been more scary and more rated R and whatever it needed to be. Not that it had to be rated R, Mom, but I feel like they could have done more if it wasn't a TV movie. But new one, definitely loved.
Didn't you say
so
that when
much
you were
about
a
it.
kid, your mom? What did your mom take away from you as a kid?
Scream.
Why?
Scream, because I was watching it too.
And she won't even let you watch Scream the TV series now, to this day.
She calls him every week. Says, "Don't. What are you watching?" Nah.
Well, did you hear the
Mama
sequel?
Cheese is pretty
My
cool. She
Netflix.
doesn't do
The
that.
sequel of it in 2019 is going to be NC-17.
Of what?
No, I'm lying.
All right, as we end the show today, our
Extended
show
pharmacy
today,
scene.
guys, this is today we're just celebrating monsters. So what I want to do is, as we end the show, the character of It was an incredible monster, and we talked about Monsterpalooza this week. What is your favorite monsters of all time? What are your favorite monsters of all time? I will start.
Okay.
The one that started it for me, I talked about it before, was the creature from the Black Lagoon. Is my absolute most favorite monster. I cannot get enough of that monster. What do they call him? The Gill Men. Did he come out in the 1950s? Yeah, and
the
guy
3D craze.
Yeah, because I remember when I was a kid, we went to the 7-Eleven to buy the 3D glasses to watch the creature from the Black Lagoon. My second monster is. Did you guys remember this movie called The Blob? Have you ever heard of The Blob?
With Steve McQueen.
Yes.
Yes.
I love The Blob. So those are my two. Oh, and Godzilla. Those are my three favorite monsters. All right, Carrie, as
And
we
King
go
Kong.
out.
I don't have a countdown. I'm just going to list some movies where they're
Yes.
monsters and I like them. Tall, which is otherwise known as Tail. Troll Hunters, Rare Exports, Nightbreed, No Such Thing, Slither, Ginger Snaps, and The Host. And actually, Wolf Cop is really darn cool.
Wolf Cop and Slither is stinking amazing.
I love that you have a list ready to go. It's like
I looked it up. I was like, wait, hold on.
Do you know who directed Slither?
It's like
Wasn't that James Gunn?
James Gunn, the director of Guardians.
It's Michael Rooker's the first
absolutely.
host.
I like the ones that I was looking for obscure ones.
Well, you got him.
And then if you guys, and I would say Rare Exports is much better than Krampus too.
Ah,
You guys haven't
Jake.
seen it yet.
King Kong I love that monster movie, very good. Love the slow reveal up from the egg sack, finally seeing the face of the alien queen from James Cameron's
I thought you were
Aliens.
talking about King Kong.
Oh, no,
I was like,
it's
where is
counting down. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Egg sack, no, yeah. King
Yep.
Kong. And then if anyone watches Doctor Who, the Weeping Angels on Doctor Who
Yes.
are absolutely terrifying.
All right.
I remember from the Buffy the Vampire Slayer series, the gentlemen who were in
Yes,
the
yes.
episode Hush.
Hush,
And
the creepiest guys
yes,
ever.
Really, really creepy. All that on-screen silence on television.
Don't you have a friend who is one of them?
Yes. Hopefully we'll get him on as a guest.
We're trying to
in
get him on the show
future
here,
episodes.
yes.
Yeah, that'd be great. And then I think anything where people are contorting themselves, like in the ring, and they come out fast motion. And then, oh my God, I remember this movie called Slugs. when I don't know if it counts as a monster, but the slugs would go in your mouth and kill you from the inside. And then a slug crawled into a head of lettuce, and then they chopped it like a salad. So now, and then I had a fear of olives, black olives. I just couldn't eat black olives, guys.
No. Oh man, salads are out for me now. Cheeseman.
Okay, a couple of quick things for me. Stuff that terrified me as a kid. For some reason, there was something in Darby O'Gill and the Little People. There was this weird ghost scene.
Yes!
The most like
The
random stuff.
Banshee.
You're just
The
gonna
Banshee from
Scared
Darby
me
O'Gill.
Could not
so
sleep.
much
Yes.
as a little
Just
kid.
could not sleep. The Jabberwocky from some Alice in Wonderland thing was like
Yep.
super scary.
Yep.
Freaked me out. And then if anybody saw Return to Oz, there were these
Yes!
little like
Yeah.
weird
And the
wheeling
lady
things.
taking her
Freaking
head off.
terrifying.
The wheelie things. Yeah.
But now as an adult, I'm still terrified of my all-time favorite monster, Jaws.
Yes.
I still even think there's sharks in pools, and I can't go surfing if it's not like more than like waist deep. But I can do it in like shallow beaches that have little waves, and then I just hop on the board. But I cannot dangle my feet in like 12 feet of water because they just did it so well that I'm like terrified for life of the shark, even though it looks fake. But that movie, I love the movie. It's my favorite movie, and I'm absolutely terrified of great white sharks.
Does Mama Cheese have anything she wants to yell out so we can all hear? Any monsters that scare you, Mama Cheese?
I think being on camera terrifies
All right.
Jim, if it's
Me
possible,
watching Scream too many
just,
times terrifies her.
Can I just throw in mine?
Yes.
I actually was thinking about him while you were going off. It's the thing, the monster from the thing, but it's the defibrillator scene. That specific monster is amazing.
The chest opening bite.
Yeah, exactly. Pan's Labyrinth, the hands in the eyes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pale Man,
yeah.
yes.
And
Doug
just
Jones creature.
everything from the Army of Darkness trilogy,
Yep.
the Evil Dead trilogy. I just love the Dead
Yeah.
Eyes.
Dead, all right.
The tree in Evil Dead, the first one.
Yep.
That's a pretty good list there. We're going to put this list online and see, and I want you guys to tell us what your favorite monsters are. This is our monster episode. It's been a lot of fun talking about it. It has been great. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Scare Guy this week. Hopefully you will follow us, comment, let us know what you guys think. Luke, everybody, tell us where we can find you, starting with the...
Oh, I'm starting at the end.
All
Hey,
right.
Brad, I don't know if you're watching, but I'm drinking out of a panda mug. It's how me and Brad became friends. I was wearing a panda suit, which is also terrifying. But you can find me on Twitter at ConGuyLuke, or on thescareguy.com, or theconguy.com, or on the Twitters or Instagrams of those things. Cheers.
Angela.
You can find me everywhere at Angela Relucio. That's ANGELARELUCIO.
And be watching, what's the show?
It's Code Black on CBS coming in January. And both seasons, I think, are out, so make sure you watch those just to support. Yeah.
Find me at JT Hummus. If you want to take a tour at the Warner Brothers Studios, go to WBStudioTour.com. Come down, take a tour. We'll have fun together.
Special Halloween themed tour.
Special Halloween themed tour coming out in October. Details to follow.
Ooh, nice. And my name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE. And then I will have to tag you because I have a couple of horror short films. One, it's How to Survive a Horror Movie. And then the other one is kind of making fun of how we are mean to vegan people, and maybe we shouldn't do that.
You made these films?
I directed them, yeah.
Oh, congratulations!
I'll
All
tweet
right,
you guys.
Yeah, let
Horror
us see
director.
these. Horror
Yes.
director. We got a couple of directors and actors and everything in the room. And I am just Jim. I am the managing editor
Jim,
here at...
just scare Jim.
I am
That's all
Scare
he
Jim.
is.
Please
Memorize
scare me
that
all you
face.
want. Memorize this face.
Because you're going
you'll
to scare
see
him
it.
on the street. That's
you can
why.
find me online at Con Guy Jim, or you can say, where can you find me? Or you can follow us
On
all
Twitter.
at thescareguy.com. You can always follow us there, and we hope you guys will subscribe here. We have another episode coming up in 2 weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of scary stuff. And then next week, check us out. The Con Guy's back, talking about the things coming up in October. All right, we'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network. The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.